If you're looking to buy, sell, rent a pinball machine, thepinballdudes.net. Andrew is the guy to talk to. Here's his cell phone number. You can text him or call him at any time. It's 321-591-1062. Here's our point of contact. You can text him, ask him about rental prices, free delivery anywhere in Florida. He'll set it up.
We actually have a BDM who is now renting from him.
Okay, awesome.
And then, I think that's really cool. I can't wait to see what machines they get. The one that's big right now, and we have to put this in the ad because I honestly think this is going to change pinball, Pokemon.
Yeah,
I think it's going to change. I think this could be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pinball machines of all time. And Andrew's doing something really cool. If you like pinball, your family likes pinball, you want to get out there, maybe see him, or maybe you're thinking about renting and you just kind of want to, get the vibes of it. He's doing these free play pinball appearances at like farmers markets around town.
Okay.
There's one, Vieira Park Market and food trucks. That's on March 6th, so you can check that out. March 7th is the downtown Melbourne Farmers Market. Same thing there. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. He's going to have a couple machines out there. You can go with the family and actually play pinball at the farmers market.
Yep.
Again, April 3rd, he's going to be in Vieira Park Market, and April 4th back at the downtown Melbourne Farmers Market, and hopefully in the future at Cocoa Village Craft Fair. So you might be seeing pinball dudes all around town.
Yep. And if you're looking to rent one, it's been really cool at our studio. All our guests love it when they come in.
They do.
It's a playable art piece that really exudes the vibe of fun.
You know what it does?
Yeah, people are like, these guys are fun.
It's an icebreaker. You know
they know I'm not fun.
I've noticed in the psychology of it, it's an icebreaker. If people come in and they're nervous to do a Weird Job Wednesday, they'll go over, they'll start playing the pinball machine, because I'll tell them, I'll be like, hey, fire it up.
It's a relaxing vibe.
And they kind of like, it knocks the ice off a little bit. They come in, they're like, and they're a little more at ease. So it's cool, man. I love having it.
Every doctor's office should have a pinball machine in the lobby. Like, you should have a pinball machine in every accountant's lobby. It's like, oh, okay, this place is fun.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a cool thing to look at rather than just a regular old art on the wall.
That's what I'm saying. A pinball machine in every doctor's office and no Bad Bunny halftime shows.
It's thepinballdudes.net. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Come hang out. Be a part of the chat room. Just search for @TomandDan Live. I got to say something. Today's the first day I really feel okay.
All right.
Today is the first day. There's a reason that I think they give you like a certain you're going to feel bad. It's the nausea.
Okay.
From all the medication that you take with these hip, I always say hip transplant. It's not a hip transplant replacement. With the hip replacement, it's all the pills.
Yeah.
It's too many pills. It's just
they don't even give you good pills.
No, Tramadol. They gave me Tramadol. Anyway, but I feel great today, and what a great coincidence that on the first day that I feel like really, really good, we have one of my absolute favorite people is our Weird Job guest, and I'm like super excited about this.
All right. Let's do some Weird Job.
Do you want to do? I did a quick one because I do think it's his weirdest job. It's a quickie though.
Okay,
really fast. I haven't even heard this. It may not even work. Here we go.
Barry, yo, a teenage Christian talk show host.
It's our buddy Logan, and his weirdest job was teenage Christian talk show host, right? Would you agree that?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's one of them. I've had a lot of weird jobs. I mean, we were talking about this off air before. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Because, my first job was working at Nickelodeon, and I was an intern there.
Yes.
And as all Christian television does, is they're like, hey, that guy is, because I was sort of like an intern, maybe how like Tom or any of your guys on the old shows were the intern who they put on the air and they'd do silly stuff. And it was fun. I had a great time. But, Christian television, they were like, oh, that guy's on television. Let's give him a show. So I got to do a fun late night talk show. Yeah, it's going on like 20 years now. We did that show, but it still comes up and it was a lot of fun. And it was weird. I think we were a little too early because like social media, like MySpace was just kind of happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I think if we were like 10 years later, we would have been able to build a pretty cool audience, but we were on at like 1 o'clock in the morning on, Christian television. But it was a small but devoted audience.
Logan, can you speak on for a second the labor that it must have been to do the show? It was called The Logan Show.
Yeah.
And can you talk about the labor it must have been to do it? Because if you go back and you can go back and find episodes, and there's a pocket like most things. No, dude, it was so high quality for the time. Like you guys took everything seriously. You had a real you had a real writers team. He'd do a real monologue. He was the host of the show, like no different than Jay Leno, Johnny Carson. He'd invite the creme de la creme Christian artist on to perform the music.
Okay.
So it was not a BS. It was so high quality that when you approached, and I think I met you maybe about the time you were doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so crazy, unique, and cool that no one was doing it. No, it is. That's why I put it top tier. Weird Job is that teenage organic. I'll throw that in there because it's almost like it just kind of found its way to you and you found its way to it. Yeah. Teenage organic Christian talk show host that's done at top tier level. Like if you go back and watch this, can you name some of the artists that you had on at the time that performed on your show?
I mean, at the time, like you look at it, like band like Need to Breathe or someone like that would come on before they popped. It was their first TV debut. In the Christian world, we had Toby Mac, who was in DC Talk, and a lot of these big names that would come in. Weird country ones, Lone Star would show up because it became this sort of, I've learned this. I'm still
Lone
working
Star,
in that.
Goodbye says it all. That's it, right? Yeah. That's a great song.
Lone Star when they had replaced the lead singer, so it was like the B-level Lone Star.
Yeah, and Lone Star went through a phase where they got rid of the main guy, and it was like Lone Star new. Like Lone Star.
I remember Cracker Barrel paid for them to be on. And it was my favorite. Like, we didn't have many sponsors, but my favorite one was that Cracker Barrel gave me, and I don't even think they paid. They just gave me like a gift box of Cracker Barrel nonsense.
Because you're a kid. Let's talk about that for a second, too. Like, because you.
How old were you, Logan, when you were doing this?
So I started the show when I was 18. So I was 18 to like 22-ish. We were doing that show. And it was interesting because Dana brought up, we were very different in the sense that we would pound through these episodes and we would shoot 4 at a time. Not unlike what you guys do now, but it was like 4 at a time. I think, my girlfriend who became my wife at the time hated shoot dates because I was just like a miserable human being to be around because we do these really intense production days. But we do these shows, and then eventually I think that the industry, the Christian television industry, just started shifting. They didn't love that we were kind of fun and silly and over the top.
You were edgy.
And not like preachy.
Yeah.
And then some people didn't love that, and then we maybe took it like one step too far, and like one network kicked us off because they were like, "What is this?" Like, because we did a whole season where the show got canceled, but we did deals with like Disney. Like Disney brought us out, and like we did all these big promotions. It was really a lot of fun, and like what you said, it was a great time. And then it's led to just a weird career in all forms of, I guess you'd say, entertainment. I mean, the weirdest one I think. I go to Weird Jobs. The weirdest one I think is that for a year, I owned a professional minor league basketball team. And that one to me, of the ones I think of that I can't believe I did, that is the one that I go, like, kind of what were we thinking?
Yeah.
Other than it was fun. But I've been through so many different things. I run a newspaper. I now own a magazine.
Yeah, he owns a magazine now. I wasn't even going to get into that. But then you didn't you own and revive a comic?
Yeah. So after you guys were in a movie I made, so I was supposed to be a filmmaker, and what I've learned with all my weird jobs is that there are certain things that either I love and I have to really focus in on it, but there are things like we made the movie that you guys were so graciously in,
as Dreamers do. It was a great movie.
As Dreamers do. Yeah. It's been like 12 years since we made that movie. What I learned making that movie was I don't know if I really like making movies. It was fun. We had a good time, but it was so brutal, especially on the independent level. It took me like another decade to make another movie. And that time, then I learned again, I don't know if I really like making movies because it was, again, another brutal experience. But we did, what I've learned in sort of the endorphin hit of it is I found out, I think you guys probably could speak to that too, is like when now some of this stuff I do, it's like this, where it could be released tonight or immediately, or we can do that. As I get very much the same rush clicking publish or, going on a YouTube video that I did like when we put out a movie. And not that it's less work, but it's certainly different kind of stress on your body and different stress on your family. And you're not working a year at it, hoping it hits, and then it bombs, and then you're like, okay, well now I got to start over and figure this out. So I realized like I enjoy just releasing content to people and really sort of the human story of it, so much so I told Tom that after this, I'm interviewing the astronaut that was stuck in space. And I go, well, that would never have happened in any sort of other world where I wasn't putting out content, because he goes, man, that's so cool that I get to spend time with someone who there should be no connection where I know the astronaut that was stuck in space.
Yeah.
But now he's going to be sitting here, and it's just cool.
That is cool. No, so, Logan, there's a lot to unpack here.
So many
right?
questions, especially for Tom, and you know how we operate because you do listen. So they're gonna try to keep this.
I do. Look, I've put in the reps, as they say.
Yeah. This guy is a reps man. Like I would contend that you could put Logan up as a man of reps, another man of reps. Look how many reps. There's somebody in the chat room. I think it was Christine. Was like, look at the media reps that Logan has: the lighting, the delivery, the content, all the stuff that he's done since he was 18 years old. My God,
it's the magic mind, man. You got to take a magic mind.
By the way, I really do, like, if we talk about what I'll get the most fulfillment out of my career or when I'm retired from this, is the fact that we do have a wide spectrum of listeners, and I do get fulfillment out of that. And like, because I understand why the DeBerry Joes of the show listen to our show. That makes total sense.
You can't wrap your head around the Logan.
But the Logans, and every once in a while we'll get doctors and other people who are successful. And I'm like, what the hell? Not that DeBerry Joe's not successful, but you know what I'm saying.
I love DeBerry
even
Joe.
Joe, even Joe, as he's listening
so the
to
show's
this,
for Joe. It's not for Low.
well, that's the one I'm just confused about.
Joe, not Low. Yeah.
But so, Logan, let's go back to owning a minor league basketball team. So first, how the hell does that even happen? And second, where do you even start once you sign the paperwork?
Yeah, well, getting to signing any paperwork in minor league basketball is a pretty uphill battle. So it legitimately was, I think we saw an ad for a team, and we went to a game, and that team, and it was for a league called the ABA, which it's like a spinoff of what was the old ABA. It still exists. Now, I will tell you, we didn't end up going with them. If you start Googling, there's a lot of interesting things about the ABA, because you can essentially just pay a very small franchise fee. They give you a team, I guess, and then you have to figure it out from there. And we've learned that in that world. So we got connected with a
pyramid scheme, Logan. That's
really, look, if there's an investigative documentary to be done, it may be on this league.
Okay.
And I enjoyed talking to the guys, so I got like no bad blood with the guys who we talked to. I don't want them. I feel like they're interesting characters. But like, there's a team now in Nashville, and I want to go to the game and enjoy it. The basketball is actually pretty high, but I'm a basketball fan, but a huge Orlando Magic fan.
Yeah.
I got scammed out of tickets, Daniel. I didn't get to go to a game.
Yeah. We were trying to go together take our families to go, but he got scammed on Stomo or whatever.
Which doesn't happen that often. It was like the only time. So we went to the Osceola game, and then I almost got in a fight with the owner of the Magic. Whole thing happened.
God. The owner of the who? The Magic?
The owner of, okay, I'll tell you the story. Why not? So I was at the Osceola Magic game. Probably the guys listening. I had a great time, by the way. We loved it. And I love the Orlando Magic. I've been a fan since I was a kid. And I bought courtside seats because it's the Osceola Magic. I'm like, let's go front row.
Yeah.
And we get there, and the owner of one of the DeVos, the owner of the Magic, is in our seats. And I don't really know what to do in this scenario. And the usher did not know it was him. So there's like a point of contention that happens between the owner of the Magic and this usher, and then me and my son, who are just like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
So much so that like the nice vice president comes over. He's like, we're going to handle this right now. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm just going to take care of you guys. We're going to move you somewhere else.
That is vice president voice you were using right there. That was a good vice president.
He was just he was trying to bring the tone down in the room because it was getting a little intense between the usher and the owner of, not the Osceola, of the Orlando Magic.
Oh my God.
The ownership group. And it was another one of these stories that happens. But for the minor league side, I got connected with a league out of Atlanta. It was the guy that wrote "Da Dip."
Okay.
The song?
The song, I'll put your hand upon your hip.
When I dip, you dip, we dip. Tom didn't know what was happening. I speak fluent, the dip.
Well, the dip could be a lot. I just
up in Atlanta, so that's why.
I just pretend to know current events. I'm like, okay.
The dip, I know, yeah.
I know that when you dip, we dip song.
That's it. So he wrote "Da Dip," and I can't even tell you his name now. And we got a team here in Nashville, and a couple things that I learned is we actually ran, I think, a good team. There's another team out of Orlando that's still there, the Florida Flight. I got to give some love to them. They have been running for, now probably 15 years, and they've been doing a good job. So and a lot of times they play before the Magic. You can get like a double ticket. So that's just my plug for them. Nothing.
Florida Flight. Guys. Shout out Florida Flight.
Nice guys, and you should have him on. He's got a wild job Wednesday that would be, because he's been in professional basketball at a minor league level for a long time, and he's a rapper. But and he's a good guy. But then what I learned with that one was that I don't really want to do jobs where you're reliant on another, like that was reliant on the other team. And in the minor league basketball world, teams just don't show up, or they call you like an hour before and are like, we can't get there. Sorry, guys. And they're, and now you're trying to figure out because you've sold tickets to people there.
Yeah.
So much so that we had to have a fake backup team. It was like the Nashville All-Stars that our team would play if they didn't show up.
So you had an emergency team. So they were as reliable as a Volusia County pressure washer, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it was right. Like suddenly we like sub other players in. We'd have random like. Because of my connections with the music industry, random like performers would come and play on these teams because there's nothing you do. So the business structure of it was just horrendous. It wasn't our lack of trying. It was that you were reliant on all these other teams who had really not that much because of how cheap it is to get a franchise.
Sure.
They didn't have that much financial interest in it, nor were they making very much money, if making money at all.
And correct me if I'm wrong, though. It sounds like, though, you being the creative, not to go back to the TV show, but you're looking at this and you're like, this is unacceptable. We have to have a backup team that I can push in here. That way,
on a show.
That way we're putting on a show. And then you realize for a split second, you're like, oh, my God, I've created the Harlem Globetrotters in Nashville because I have a real team that is a fake team with a fake team that has to be there to keep the real team playing.
Right. And after a season of that, we were just kind of like, we can't do it. And again, then later on, I got into professional wrestling, so I don't know why this happened, but I realized that we were also, one of our players, like, nearly died on the court. From a medical emergency. And I started going, and they're paid very little. And, it's not a high-end job to be a minor league basketball player. A lot of them play overseas and they come back.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, man, I don't really want to be in the business of this either, where, like, people's lives are in my hands in some weird way, where I'm, like, visiting a professional basketball player who's 7 foot tall in the hospital. And it's like, I'm like, what am I doing
Billy
here? Like,
Crystal's business. I'm not doing that.
The team's not working out with, I was like, we got to. After a year, I was pretty much done with that one. As much as it was fun, and I miss, like I said, the show. Like, my wife was the mascot. She dressed up in a big owl costume. Like, it was a blast.
How did you get her to do that? Because she's a very fancy woman. Why would you do that to her?
She is a fancy lady, but she is a very creative, interesting. She was the high school mascot.
Okay, so she's got roots
loves
there.
Mascots.
Gotcha.
So that's one of her things. So she was very excited to be the mascot. So I didn't have any convincing. She ran the mascot program. Oh, another one. I got to connect you with, I know Toro, the Texans mascot.
Oh, yeah.
He's one you got to have on.
Absolutely. We would love to talk to Toro. Yeah, that's a legendary
man.
That's a legendary mascot. So
he's like the top mascot. So I've done that, do everything else, and I'm just happy to be here and talking to you guys.
Well, you jumped on something quickly, and I want to rewind a little bit because I want to. We just highlighted something that may have been like, you could frame it as like maybe not as successful as you wanted it to be, but something that I will say, I think got more popular than you even thought it would be, and what happened to it. Can you go back to the wrestling a little bit? Didn't that explode pretty huge for you, and almost did it become a problem because it became very big, the wrestling? Because didn't you have links to like streaming on that?
Yeah, we did a deal. Again, I'm in media, so like there's between the stuff that you see me do, like I produce and direct, and we do a lot of different video content, and I have a lot of weird connections. And at the time, I was down actually at WrestleMania in Orlando with my son. I guess this was like 2017, 2018, and I just started noticing kind of this bubble up that was happening in the indie side of wrestling, where it wasn't everyone going to WWE. Like, I was going to a show and everyone else was going to Ring of Honor to go see the Young Bucks and to see these other people that were happening. And I kind of took notice. Everyone's wearing Bullet Club merch. I was like, what is this? And I kind of did my digging, realized Ring of Honor, who I had a connection with their parent company, was doing this. And we had just built our new studio here. And I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to run sort of we had done a deal with Amazon where you could get pretty much any of the content we wanted. And you still can do this, by the way. Pretty much anyone can. They get a deal with Amazon, put your content on Prime. No one really had done a bingeable wrestling program. And I had all these interesting connections with pro wrestling. So we did a deal with Ring of Honor and created this show that was almost like Mortal Kombat. Like you'd work your way up a ladder and battle it out.
Yeah, it reminded me of the other one that was more Spanish and like more
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground.
Okay,
it was almost like a Mortal Kombat thing. But you also wasn't yours a little more family friendly? Like Lucha was
totally.
Lucha was disgusting.
Totally
you had people
family-friendly.
spitting blood, and there's like incest and rape.
I remember talking to the guys.
Yeah.
And we brought in some pretty hardcore guys. Like one of the top guys we had was Joey Janela, who was famous for like jumping off roofs and doing crazy stuff.
Sure.
But we gave him the opportunity to be himself, but to be presented in a really kind of like we did with Logan Show stuff. I wanted to present these new talent that I was seeing in these small, tiny shows. I wanted to present them in a way that looked legit. So then hopefully they could get more career. They could broaden their career. And if you look at now who's the top stars in some of WWE and AEW, you're talking about MJF, who was just in Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah.
He started. One of his first things was on our show, and same with I got Ricky Starks now, Ricky Saints in NXT.
Yep.
You have Swerve Strickland. A lot of these. Jeff Cobb, who's now in the WWE,
yep.
Who's now Jeff. I forget he has a different name now, but he's in a version of the Bloodline. We kind of struck. I don't know what do you say. That feels like a Tom Dan moment. Struck lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just say Tom moment. I understand.
No, I come along for
Lightning
the
in a
ride.
bottle, guys. And it was really hard. Yeah, and then some of the other work that I do. Professional wrestling is very interesting. They got a very loud group of fans who are all online, and the online crowd can get pretty territorial. They can also kind of rip you apart. And there was a little while there where I guess you'd say got like soft canceled for nothing for the fact that we presented this show. A lot of the content I do is not political. It's not religious. There was nothing in it that would have been offensive to anyone in it. It was very family. But because I've done Christian content, because I've done content that has some political leanings, they were like, it was enough. And it was weird. The professional wrestling crowd, especially at that time, could get pretty rough, but the actual business people were great. I have some of my closest friends are in the world of pro wrestling.
That's cool, man.
That one I wanted to do again, and I had
I thought you were right.
Yeah, it was successful. Like we were going to do it again. The truth of it, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the big ones was because we had this crazy roster of people that within a year had all gotten signed, had all gotten huge contracts, and become really household names in professional wrestling. If you look at our top 12. I'd say probably 10 out of 12 went on to do huge. I mean, the biggest companies in the world. And then AEW started, and they kind of, which I love those guys, but they hired pretty much everyone, and then they kind of went through and hired everyone who was popping on the indies. And then they even bought Ring of Honor later on. So it was kind of like, okay, this is another one of these projects where I go, okay, is this really where we want to go? What does the future look like? And it's another one that I sat there in the moment, 10 years after I did the basketball going, someone gets hurt and you go, what am I doing to myself? I'm putting myself in another job where these guys are like going to get hurt and injured. Now, in pro wrestling, they're pretty cool about it. If you get hurt, it's kind of the nature of the business. But there is a part of my mind being like, I'm going to get sued for everything.
It's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts, and human moving parts are different than just regular multiple
and
moving
like some
parts.
of these guys, like we had James Storm, who's a good friend. He's a cowboy. He could legit, when he hit the ropes, he would move the ring, which was like tons, like physical tons.
Yeah, he's a big man.
He would move it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so we have to reset the ring because of how strong these guys are. It was wild.
So, Logan, as you tell us about all these experiences and these jobs that you had, I'm thinking of what category to put you in my mind that kind of encompasses everything. And I came up with something. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like ever since you got into the entertainment industry as a teen, you kind of have figured out, okay, I could be a good producer. Right? And the producer is very broad, but I would put you in the category of producer because, like, you're looking at all these different experiences and then things like opportunities that, come across your desk and you're like, how can I make this into content to produce, to put out into the world and hopefully monetize? Obviously, that's
the goal.
That's the goal. But
that's the point, I guess, at the end of the day.
So, I kind of put you in that category. Would you say that is kind of correct?
Yeah, I'd say that that's probably right. I'm probably a producer at this point because of the amount of content I've put out. I mean, even like the basketball team, we did the basketball games, but my thing was we shot it for television and we put it on the local CW station, sold advertisement within it, and would promote the games. Like there was always an extra element. I'm also like a big fan of pop culture and nostalgia, so I have a tendency to like look for things that I feel like have some value beyond maybe what's happening currently in business. Like one of the things my wife and I just took over, it was a Christian music magazine, that's essentially like the Rolling Stone of Christian music. It had been around since 1978. So you have this like insane archive. If you're a fan of that kind of music, I have the archive of archives of pretty much everything that's ever happened from 1978 until today. Now, the last decade or 2 decades, it was kind of existed, but existed in a way that was more just put out press releases. It was one guy, he was a good guy, but just they weren't taking it that seriously.
Right.
And I'm like, I saw the value in it. We acquired it and have relaunched, and we've quadrupled probably 400 times the amount of people that are going to the YouTube channel and are doing those things. So I'm always trying to learn too. And look, I'll look back on what you guys did. I mean, and you guys were great sounding boards in the podcasting world too for me. I grew up listening in the mornings. I went to Full Sail. I was a teenager. That's where I got introduced to what you guys were doing. And I loved it. And I thought, this is so much fun. And it was so much fun to even listen. And the fact that I'm on, terrestrial radio now in the Orlando market right now, talking to you guys is wild. And of course the podcast world too, because it really was, I try to always, I use the example. I'll be honest, like I've used the example when we would launch a new project. I often will pull up on YouTube, and I know this sounds crazy, but like when you guys would perform at something like a Hard Rock Live and the band would play, because I go, I don't think you can understand how a local community can react until you look back on what happened when you guys were doing that show, and we're doing it in a way that, for no reason was there a band that made sense that you guys were playing in based on the show that was on, and the fact that you could see this production and there was 5,000 people going to this kind of comedy rock show with wrestling, and it all kind of tied together. And I go, that's such a unique moment in time. But I do think there's still, and I love what you guys do now, because I still think there's still that interest in local content. So I still have that too. And like, it may be local differently. Like it still can be like we were doing Christian music. Like it still can be just sort of offshoot. It doesn't have to always be this big net. It can still be, we're trying to really utilize a smaller group of people who are very passionate and give them, put on a show. And man, we connected the first time I probably was doing the shows. Man, how many times I drug my parents to a monster ween.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I do have to. I gotta give it up to or give it to the higher ups at Clear Channel back in those days for even allowing that to happen. Because if I was a boss, I'm like, I'm not letting these rednecks do nothing. They're all pain pills,
and it was all ages. I don't think I should have been there.
No, you absolutely should not have been there, Logan.
I can't let this fool jump a monster truck or the risk of like this guy Tuttle. He's smoking his.
Well, he's a drug addict. What are you talking about?
They're all drug addicts.
He's a reform.
I made my parents drop me off at some random parking lot to get a no arena sticker from Tuttle. I mean,
he's probably naked.
Like during the Phillips File days, like I remember these weird. Like, why was that? Like the fact that all happened. I mean, you guys say, yeah, sure, these are all weird jobs. We all have weird jobs, but the amount of facets that's gone in, whether you're, jumping monster trucks or playing for the Predators. And then I'm watching the Olympics and they're like, their dad was the coach of the Solar Bears. I'm like, this is a wild world. And Orlando seems to always be this nucleus of it.
We're in an interesting place for sure.
So Logan, because there's so much to ask you about. I know that you've got to go in a little bit here, but I want to ask you about. I got to ask you about going to the Punk Rock Hall of Fame and then getting the tour with Fat Mike and El Jefe, because all of a sudden, like Logan texted us the other day, and then. Also, you got to explain to us, because the audience, I'm sure they're putting it together like, oh, Logan does a lot with the the Christian media world. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden now mixing that in, mixing that in no effects.
But that's how I grew up, man. Just for a second, I think one of the reasons why I have to say this because it's been sitting on the tip of my tongue. I think one of the reasons why Logan and I connected, honestly, is because Logan and what he did when he was a teen doing the Christian talk show host and all of that was sort of the brand of Christianity, and you don't really see it very much now, but that's how I was raised. Like, you could, with my mom, you knew my mom.
Yeah.
Like, you could be a Christian and worship and do all of this stuff, and she did, and then also have this other side of you where I was like, I love punk rock, and I love normal things, and I'm a normal person. I don't have to not listen to that.
I like punk rock. I like the gays.
My mom kind of picked and chose that sort of thing, and I know some people get, like, really mad about that, but that's why I think because I'm like, oh, yeah, he's a Christian talk show host. Well, no, he can't like Fat Mike then. Well, why can't he? Why? Who?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Fat Mike would love me, but
but that's not fair. It doesn't work that way.
How the hell did that happen? Because when you
I mean, the short story of that is, they offered tickets, and it was supposed to be me and my brother and my best friend Will, who's been on this before.
Yeah, we love Will. Shout out to Will.
Yeah, Will, and we love NoFX. We love punk rock, and I love music and culture and media, pop culture. So like, I have very little barriers of anything. So even like you said, like growing up listening to Christian music and stuff, I would listen to everything. There was not much. I mean, I don't want to say there's no censorship. That sounds bad. It sounds like bad parenting. But like that wasn't like a conversation even. And the Christian punk rock scene also was huge in the 90s. Like that was sort of happening.
Do you remember Peter King's band?
Yeah,
the surfer
and
Peter.
Then there was like the MXPXs and all those started coming.
Yeah, there was a thing.
Those, you had to then also know like what else was happening. So I loved NoFX, and they announced that they were doing this. I'd been to the Punk Rock Museum once, which Fat Mike runs, and it's really cool. It was a great experience going through there, but it wasn't like a tour. And they announced we're doing this NoFX retrospective, and they sold 50 tickets or something to go get toured with Fat Mike and El Jefe. And it was a great experience. Wow. They did have to open it by saying like that they were currently suing each other. I think like Melvin is suing the rest of the band or suing Fat Mike. So there was like an awkward moment at the beginning. But other than that, it was a really great experience. And it was more or less like not going through the museum. Like I say, if you're going to go to the museum, go to the museum experience because it was really cool. But if you're going to do one of those tours, know that it's more like it was like Fat Mike and El Jefe kind of doing stage banter as you wandered through this,
through
the museum, and he would be like, "Oh, here's Operation Ivy. Here's a story," and then, "Oh, here's this band, and remember we were on tour and this happened." But as a fan, it was the coolest thing ever, and they were right there, and I'm a huge fan. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that I respect so much that music, and I love it. And I didn't get to go to the farewell tour, unfortunately, so this was kind of like my version of going to the farewell tour. It didn't come close enough to me. Just the schedules never worked out to go. And I'd seen them a dozen times before. So it wasn't like I was, that heartbroken not to be able to go. But this was a cool, like, send off. Actually, I had like two NoFX. I went to NoFX at the House of Blues there for my bachelor party in 2008. Wow. So I drug a bunch of people who had no idea what they were getting themselves into to go see that. And then, I have a broken nose that I still have because this is one of my one things that sounds cool when I tell people. I have a broken nose I still have because I got kicked in the face from a stage diver in the pit at a NoFX show. So you know what? I feel pretty rock and roll in those moments.
That is pretty rock and roll.
So
I know.
I think Mike just wanted sympathy. That's why he talked about the lawsuit. He didn't need to say that. Yeah. So I think he wanted you guys to feel bad for him the entire time.
Well, I mean, those moments, there are like the few celebrities that it's kind of like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to handle them in the situation.
Well,
weirdly, he's kind of one of them where I'm like this close to him, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to.
Well, there's that. You're in that world. Does it sour it a little bit for you, knowing that when they signed off on the end, and we knew it was the end, and is it? I mean, the fact that he did have to sort of preface by saying, "Hey, just so you know, Melvin from the band is suing us." Does that? I mean, you're a big fan. Tom's a huge fan. I'm a big fan. Yeah. It bums me out. I do not.
Logan knows about lawsuits.
It definitely bums me out. Yeah, I want them to be best friends, forever. Yeah. And like in your head, that's how it is. Well, like that though with so many bands. But yeah, it did feel like that, knowing that they had done that big, huge farewell, and then a day later, somehow. I mean, I have no idea what went down, and I'm not on anyone's side. I look forward to watching the movie that they're putting out, but it was a little bit of, it felt a little corporate maybe in that moment, but I didn't really mind. I mean, I had such a good time being there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it bums me out as a fan whenever that happens. It's like reading a book from Gene Simmons, and he's talking about fighting with Ace and Peter. Like there's a bit of you going, I just want you to be best friends. And,
yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but Logan, huge Kiss fan, mega.
Yeah,
Kiss
huge.
fan.
I can do. I love the razzle dazzle. I love the culture. I love pop culture and entertainment, and I can see it. And then on the other side of it, my kids love entertainment, and they love the opposite. Like I know that Maisie's a Casey Musgraves fan. My daughter is a huge fan. So we'll go to those shows over and over again. So I'm going to NoFX, but on the other hand, I'm going to see Casey Musgraves 3 times in a year.
Yeah, you're in Nashville. That's an easy place to see her. I would imagine.
That's true.
So,
I didn't travel for him.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, Logan, let's end with what your job is now, because I honestly couldn't even tell someone. If someone's like, "Hey, what does Logan do for a living?" I'm like, he directed a Dreamer Duo.
I do a few different things.
Yeah.
I do say you own a magazine now. That's my go-to. I'm like,
that's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's an easy catch-all because it's kind of the content. So I own CCM Magazine, which is a website, YouTube channel. It's a multimedia thing. It's not a physical print magazine anymore. Again, if you have any interest in the world of Christian music, it's a great place to go to, even if you don't. I mean, we did a piece when Ozzy passed away, just sort of the spiritual implications of his story and everything that had kind of come. We were not exclusively just talking about like the latest, newest, Christian artists. And what I've actually, I kind of take some, pride is the wrong word in it, but I think if we feature it, I'm as a music fan, like as someone who's just a hardcore fan of the art form, that I feel like if we're featuring it in a heavy way, they're at least doing something new, or I think they're incredibly talented. And if you see our stamp of approval on it, even if you're not a fan of that style of music, because I've sent Daniel stuff that I'm like, man, this, I know that may not be what you're listening to on the daily, but this is a really great artist you should check out. Yeah. There's great stuff coming up. I do other stuff too. We produce a lot of content. My wife is also doing a lot of content, and a couple of years ago she was doing a podcast, and we're still working on some brand new shows that are coming. So always creating stuff. And then, also the daily, if you flip around, you'll probably find me on something like, what was did you say with Jimmy with the Eagle? You probably find me on some talk show, doing, talking, rambling about whatever's going on in the news and politics and that kind of thing. But, what's really our excited, project right now is the magazine. We've been doing it for about a year. Yeah. Relaunched it back in August.
The videos are great, man. Like
it's just a blast.
The video content that you're doing and taking a heralded brand, because I knew what it was when you bought it. I actually thought it was kind of cool that you because my mom being a musician and also being a huge Christian, that magazine,
huge Christian.
She was a massively ginormous woman. But her magazine, but that is a magazine that she would have seen. That is something
it would have been around
that I knew of, because she was always trying to, and that's one of the hardest parts of Christian music from my mom's point of view and growing up as the son of an organist, was she was always trying to do contemporary style music that she thought younger people. There's Will's in the background. What's up, buddy?
He's always here.
My mom was like, well, how do I get kids to like this? Because this music is old, Onward, Christian soldier. Onward, Christian soldier.
Well, that's real old.
Marching on to war. It's like, come on, you can't be singing it. So she was always trying to find whether it was like puppets or whether it was handbells or rappers or DC Talk or Petra or my mom. Petra was a rock band. Heralded Christian rock band. Still are.
Just put out a new record that is oddly, like there's like a pop punk song on it. I'll play it for you.
I'll check it out.
But you know what? It's for what it is. It's their 55th year in existence or something like that. They put out some still pretty interesting rock and roll.
What about Stryper? My mom could. I always tried to get my mom on board with Stryper, which is probably. Would you agree? Stryper's probably the best example of hard rock Christian music.
Yeah, I mean they founded it.
Couldn't get mom on board. She just
I
too
could
hard
see
for
why.
her. Too hard for her.
They were too close to what was going on. I mean, they were black and yellow spandex, and they still do. Yeah. And they're awesome. And if they come to town, they put on one of the best shows you'll ever see if you like hair metal. And nice guys, but the same kind of thing. Where man, a lot of these people have very long careers. But when we took over the magazine, it's been just diving into the archives, finding out artists that are really interesting, or finding ones that then went on to do so much other things, or this artist then influenced, like there's all these connections to this music that was happening in Australia, and then how it influenced like Coldplay and other artists that grew up sort of in the church and then figured out their own kind of music. A lot of it your wife listens, Andrea listens to, or listened to too as a kid. So, we've all connected, and I think that's what draws our connection to all of it. Sure, I love what's going on currently, but there's some really cool stuff. So that's my my plug there. And hey, one of the guys in DC Talk, Kevin, he's living in Orlando right now. He's got a show coming up in a couple weeks.
We should get him in here.
An art show. I'll have to send you the information. Y'all should all go check out Kevin Max's art.
I would love to do that.
Something in the Milk District, I think he's doing.
He's a sweet man.
Awesome.
If you could help me connect with him, we should get him in here and talk to him because
he's an interesting guy.
Yeah,
I'll happily do it.
He's done some stuff. Logan, man, thank you so much for talking to us, man. You're the best. We love chatting with you.
Great talking to you again. I appreciate you putting us in your movie back in the day as Dreamers Do.
That was so fun.
It's the only movie I will probably ever be in. And
do your sons know?
Yeah, I did show my sons. Very unimpressed. And they also clown me for being fat as hell. They're like, oh my God.
It was peak haircut, everything. It was ultimate time.
Well, you got us right at the beginning before we had any money.
I mean, Logan's a real director. He's like, no, get him before the change. Get him pre-haircut.
We got us. You got us when we were making $1,000 a month off the podcast and struggling.
I don't remember what he paid y'all, but I don't think it was all that much.
No, you treated us like, hold on, we
you put us in two separate
hotel rooms.
You put us in two hotels. Like, what? This is I'm shuffling my feet on the carpet. I'm like,
treated us like royalty, my man.
This is how movie stars live.
I felt guilty. I still feel guilty about it. I feel like I owe you thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know why they do this.
We only really did that for y'all. I think y'all probably ended up being paid as much as the lead.
We were the whole budget.
That guy is fine, but y'all do good. And I did love my favorites when they translated it in all the different languages and trying to see them do y'all's voices in Spanish and German and all the different ways.
It's pretty good.
We should play clips of that.
I'll get SJ to pull them all
Japanese.
Up. Yeah, I'll get SJ to grab it.
Yeah, now you can do that like automatically, but at the time, man, to have y'all speaking German was pretty hilarious.
There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money to pay for that.
Yeah. They had to hire actors to go in there. I mean, that's what you got to think. There was a guy in a studio, headphones on, trying to match the performance. My favorite, that's my favorite visual.
That's crazy. That's crazy how all those jobs are gone now. Like everything, we get offers all the time to translate our entire podcast in every language.
As Dreamers Do, at least it made some money because at the time, I mean, it got stocked in every Walmart DVD, gets stocked in every Walmart around the country. That does not exist anymore. So I feel like for the independent filmmakers, we were kind of living in the last gasp.
You barely hit it.
Golden era.
You did though, but you got it. Hey,
they were putting low budget movies on the bottom shelf at every Walmart.
You got to do it. You got to do
awesome.
it. And hey, we know you got an astronaut to attend to. So
yes.
Hey, best of will. Love to the family. Thank you so much for the time, man. We appreciate you chatting with us. All right.
I'll see you guys next time.
I'll text you soon. See you, man.
Bye.
That's our buddy Logan, live from nice ass studio, right?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
He's got a different background than we have. So
educated background.
Well,
different pedigree than us, Ruffy and street dogs. Are we street dogs?
Well, you start off with a couple of nickels to rub together. You're able to do something fancier, nicer, more legitimate.
Sometimes I think about what I would have done if my dad hadn't been a dumb bum. Can I say that? If my father had not been a dumb bum, I would have been a star.
Yeah. Well, my dad died.
Your dad really messed it up. God, one dumb bum and a dead guy. Great job, you idiot.
When we started, we have to literally start from
You
zero.
had nothing. I had a dumb bum.
If you start from something, God, you're able to get further.
Started at the something, now I'm here. You didn't even go anywhere.
If you try to get to Mars from the moon, you got a head start. For the swamp. Try to get there from the swamp.
Started at the something, now I'm here. Started at the something, I've always been here.
Try to get to Mars from the swamp. That's hard, way harder. I'm joking. Logan's an awesome dude.
That was a great weird job. We could have. I kind of feel like we wasted him because we could have done.
I set that up 2 months ago because the guy's so busy.
Busy guy. He's a super busy guy. That magazine he's doing is no BS. What he's doing is he's going back and finding, I'll give you an example. He's going back and finding, he may or may not have done this, but I'll give you an example. He'll go back and find like Stephen Curtis Chapman, another Christian artist from back in the day. Like if they have anything or old interviews of that guy, he'll dig it up and then represent it online in this music form for Christians. It works because that's very popular right now, and he's reactivated it, and he's doing it like top tier, really high quality.
Dude, I didn't want to say it when we were on with Logan because I didn't want to come off as disrespectful. But
just so you know, I'm an atheist.
No.
And vegan.
I want to get that Christian money.
I do too. I told you this yesterday, dude.
Yeah, but you.
Am I too upfront about it?
No. Your look is.
I look like a Christian. What are you talking about? I look like I put a snake. I get the snake bites the whole night.
No, you look like
I look Baptist as hell, dude.
Satanic biker.
No,
I look Christian.
I look like racist Christian biker. I do not look like satanic biker. I look like racist Christian biker.
They don't want, you want clean cut family man Christian, which my Instagram.
Oh, you look like Cash Patel.
You're
Cash Patel.
If you look at my Instagram, it looks like a Christian American. It looks like I am the poster. I've been with the same lady my entire life. One lady.
True.
I'm married with kids. Like it all buttoned up. It's just all vacations and Christian living. And I
you gotta get fat again, like Jelly Roll.
No, like the fit. Like I'm perfect to put out there as like, hey, this is a Christian guy.
No, but you got to put some scripture on the bottom.
Well, yeah,
how hard would
I don't
it be
know what that is or whatever.
You just go to ChatGPT, take up whatever photo you're doing.
Yeah. But
you put that photo in ChatGPT, say find some scripture that applies to this. You pop it in there.
But does it matter? And if I start going that direction, will people be like, "This guy said he's"? No one will go back and listen or even do.
No.
Like
no.
What if you type in ChatGPT, is Tom Van an atheist? Does it know?
That's a good question.
Like, is Tom Van one of the hosts?
Should I say my business partner?
Yeah. One of the hosts from A Mediocre Time from Tom and Dan. Is he an atheist? Because if ChatGPT doesn't know, then no one knows.
Are you thinking that Word's Out? Is that what you're like? Oh man, Word's Out. Tom's an atheist.
Well, if I get into that industry, you can't have ChatGPT knowing these things. Because whatever I said on the show, no one ever.
This is such a ChatGPT answer. If you're asking more like, does he act like one? I can answer that, but I have no way of knowing.
Oh, see, there we go. Ask him if he's a Christian. Say, is Tom Van a Christian man? Because then, because we live in a time where
it only works with info, so it's going to say no.
Yeah.
So it doesn't know.
So if the internet doesn't know with the search, then you're free. Then if you're
free to be a Christian. So you're free to be a fake Christian. Is that what you want to do?
It doesn't matter the 10,000 hours of content I put out because no one will dig that deep. Only search.
The listeners that know you will and say like, "Hey, this man's a fraud." Are you discounting all of them? They don't matter. Only the internet AI matters?
Well, I guess the listeners, they'd have to be cool and be like, "Hey, yo, keep it up the download. I'm trying to make my money over
here." Hey, yo. You put a Razor Ramon on it. Hey, yo, be cool.
It is weird. Like if some information is not figured out by a search, then it's almost you're in the clear.
Like
nowadays.
I think our listeners think we don't think of it.
What?
Well, that's the type of atheism I think that we sort of are. Right. Like I think our listeners think of us as like they just don't think of it.
Yeah, no.
Because
they do. Because
that is
promote it. Who cares what you believe?
Yeah, I want you to be happy if you enjoy it. Like my mom was diehard Christian and loved it, and it worked for her. And I'm pro that.
Yeah. As long as you just, keep it out of the laws. And,
I don't need
my
that.
business.
Yeah. And my alcohol. That's the big one, the Sundays.
Yeah. Keep it out of...
let me buy my booze.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't bother me. Anyway.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, buddy.
We will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube, and you can be with us right now in the chat room. Just search for @TomandDanLive. Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. We're on there. You could get all the details about the BDM party that we have planned for April 11th. I released that today, but if you're not a BDM, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You have no idea. If you are a BDM, you get extra shows, you get private parties, and Tom works very hard to give you the best of the best.
So that private party is happening at the end of BDM Appreciation Week.
Yes.
And right before that, in a couple weeks, we'll be releasing a $5 T-shirt for BDMs to buy.
The best design we've done.
The Danger Brain designed us a $5.
It's cute. It's not like just branding. Like, no, this isn't a diss on anything we've ever done, but like, it's not just, hey, look, it's just Tom and Dan. It's got a throwback to like BDM vibes, and it's a little more unique.
It's custom art from a human.
Custom art from a human.
Two humans.
Do you know how expensive custom art from a human is now? My God.
And so we released the shirt. PDMs.
P. Diddy will be there. Is that what you want to say? P. Diddy, the first place he's going after release from prison, BDM party. April 11th, he'll be there.
I can't wait to see.
And he's bringing penguins.
Like, P. Diddy will be back. And that sounds crazy, but he'll be doing something.
Yeah.
And he's going to be infamous now as soon as he gets back. And
you ready?
There's no canceling the internet. You see what I'm saying?
You know what he'll do?
Which is weird because I guess you could cancel your internet, but I was just saying he'll live there.
Do you know what he'll do?
And people will watch him and be like, look what he's doing.
He will be judge for Masked Singer.
No corporate, nothing with advertising.
No, Masked Singer will be independent by then. Years and years down the road.
Nothing with any brands advertising. He'll never do anything of that. But independently, he'll be out there. Anyway.
I hope he brings back Making the Band.
So he could do it on the internet, and then just do whatever he wants. Yeah, there will be people that will work with P. Diddy. I can believe me.
And throw Easter eggs in there. Throw Easter eggs in there to make people mad. Say like, "Hey man, I'm making a new band. This band's name, Baby Oil," and everybody will be livid about it. But you didn't say anything. You didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, the fact that
you did, but in this case you didn't. You just said the name of the band.
Well, that's
kind of like flying it in people's faces. It's kind of insulting.
Everybody made him a monster because of the baby oil thing, but then I think most people.
No, if you used no baby oil, I'd say monster. If you were doing what you were doing with no baby oil, that is monstrosities.
Anyway, so BDM Appreciation Week will be happening. $5 T-shirt. With that $5 shirt, we send out a bunch of other gifts from our sponsors.
Yeah.
New stickers, magnets. We have a bunch of other stuff. I know everybody's getting one free bagel from Just Bagel Run.
Indeed.
And then
it's a coupon for it. We're not stuffing the bagel into an envelope and sending you some rotten-ass bagel. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The hard as a rock.
Yeah, these bagels are so fresh. They have no preservatives in them. They will not last the way we would need them to last. That's how you want that hot. Piping hot.
So if you're not a BDM, you still have time to sign up because we will be sending out the information right up until the week of the event to any BDM. So essentially, you could sign up, a week before the event in April, and then you'll know the information.
Indeed.
Or email us and be like, "Hey, I'm a BDM. What's the information? Where's the party at? What time to start?" We'll send it to you.
I never get tired of answering emails from the people that pay like literally day to day to listen to us. Like, I love when you email me and you're a BDM member and you're like, "Hey, what's the scoop on this?" I will give it to you, and I'm proud to do that. So we got all our business out of the way.
Joey Mazan's here. How you doing, Joey?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right. So this story came out a little bit ago, and I want to ask you about it because it's interesting. And I wonder
talk about Elon Musk doing the Nazi salute. Right?
Well, it has to do with Elon Musk.
Okay.
Well, one of his companies called the Boring Company.
Yep.
It made news that they had a meeting.
I thought that was the Jim Colbert show. Shots fired.
They meeting with the Boring Company about boring a tunnel from Universal to Epic Universe. And so when I first saw this, I was like, this is going to be a long time in the future, and then I did some more research and I found out that they have this in Vegas. And
they broke ground today in Nashville, buddy.
Yeah, and they're doing
literally they're digging it right now.
So there's a version of this in Vegas, and it's operational. It's up and running right now. And I looked at because I didn't know. I was like, all right, well, what is it going to be? Some sort of train or like trolley system or whatever? But
I love a trolley.
Yeah, but in Vegas, it is Tesla's going through like, and they've bored tunnels from like convention center to major hotels, and there's like a, you know, like a kind of a subway system.
Is
of
this always
tunnels.
what it is? Is it always like a system of bored tunnels that use Tesla cars to move humans? Is that
Well, with the Boring Company, it is, and they said, and I did some research, and you can look it up on the internet. It's pretty fascinating because I didn't know like a Tesla base, and they have a driver, and they plan to make it automated soon. But right now they have a driver. You get into a Tesla, and then it drives you through this tunnel to like convention center to a hotel or whatever. And apparently, why it's more efficient is because the tunnel will come out on a street and it'll drop you off in front of the hotel and come back like a taxi. And then it's essentially they're just going around traffic, and it's kind of like
it's
an Uber driver.
It's as the crows fly, right?
Yeah.
Like you're literally going point to point,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what's saving you the time.
It turns 25 minutes in Vegas into 2 minutes going underground in a tunnel. And essentially, it's a tunnel the size of one car only, and a driver in a Tesla takes you there. So I don't know exactly if that's going to be the plan for the Universal Studios and Epic Universe, or if it's going to be some variation of that. But apparently it is going to happen, and you soon, I don't know how soon, but you'll be able to go to Universal to Epic Universe, and now you'll have like the, you know, park hopper pass. It will be, you know, a lot more efficient, right, Joey?
Nailed it. Absolutely. They're now selling, Universal dropped the 7-day park hopper ticket, but what is so awesome about it, you can go to Epic Universe all 7 days if you want. Like, you can go to Universal and Islands of Adventure, but if you're like, well, you guys have been here longer than me. I've been here 23 years now.
Yeah.
And if you're like, well, I've already been to Universal about 1,800 times, and I've been to Islands of Adventure about 1,600 times, I just want to hang out at Epic for a little bit and feel it out. So you can just buy the Hopper Pass and go all 7 days to Epic if you want, and then at nighttime you can pop over to City Walk and check out the Cursed Coconut Club that just opened up.
Okay.
So it's rad. It's a great idea. The Boring Company is genius because what they're doing is they're taking dumb human error out of the equation. It's just a robot that says, get in, get out, and it repeats that for 24 hours. It's brilliant.
And so the Boring Company uses a gigantic boring robot that just works continuously to drill a tunnel.
Wait, say that again?
Gigantic boring robot.
Hold on, let me put the camera on you. Say it again.
You am. I almost kicked
I think
my
that's
water.
pretty good. I think that was pretty good.
Absolutely.
So, is there any? Have you done some research on like how long this will take, or anything
Well,
like that?
the problem that I think they're having in Florida is Orlando's only like 70 feet above sea level. Like, if you've ever dug in your backyard, like my old backyard,
Yeah, you hit water.
You hit water.
The water table.
We have a person in our chat room, Kara, that we love and trust. She's a BDM and been with us for forever.
I don't trust her.
She's currently Tom doesn't trust her. She's currently living in Nashville. She is very adamant about how this is a bad thing. She's talking about how you don't want it. Like she's very
What?
anti. It's bad. It's
I don't-
so bad.
I want everything.
It will literally happen even if you don't want it.
Well, why wouldn't you want it?
What is the downside?
She
to
says,
this?
F the Boring Company and their awful tunnels. She's not giving him any reason
she's
why I'm
political.
supposed to hate it.
Yeah,
She's just saying she hates it.
She just hates it because of Elon Musk. Yeah.
So she's saying no environmental impacts, no oversight, no. Well, I mean, like, so, okay, so Elon, are you saying, Kara, and I'm not calling you a liar, but are you saying that the Boring Company just swooped into Nashville and without notifying any of you people that live there, they just started drilling with zero oversight? Nobody knew about it. Nobody voted on it. And they're doing it, and people
Who
are
cares?
yelling, "Stop! Please stop this! We hate this! We can't have this happen!" And
underground.
they're breaking the law.
Right?
I don't care what happens underground.
Yeah, have you seen the Ninja Turtles? They get in that drill machine and just go, that's all it is.
And look, I
You
hate
can
Elon.
destroy all of everything underground. I don't care.
That's it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway, back to what it is. She's just saying, I guess that is what I'm. And she says that is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd have to see all the proof for that, Kara. Like, no offense offense to you. I love you and everything, but I have yet to hear anybody say like, "Hey, you know this thing that's happening currently right now in Nashville? This is a terrible, absolutely terrible idea."
I just want to be able to get from Universal to Epic Universe
Without spilling my
fast as
margarita.
hell.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
I was a little too enthusiastic.
You're fine.
Which, by the way, I imagine if this works for Universal, Disney's going to be like, well, we want to connect all our parks too, or no?
They don't need to. They own the 42 square miles. What happened is this goes back in the early 50s when Walt Disney bought that land in Anaheim. People found out, they said, "Oh, dude, Walt Disney's buying land in Anaheim," and all of the investors bought all the land right around him. So he built Disneyland. He built California Adventure, and he's like, well, crap, I'm out of room now. So what do? So he had to pull the Universal, and they have to buy land that's down the road. So in Florida, he was smart. He goes, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy a bunch of unusable swampland. I'm buying 42 square miles of it. So he doesn't need the boring company. He just creates his own whatever.
Of course. But you could essentially go from the middle of one park to the middle of the other, bypassing a lot of... Because even, like, you know, with the regular trams and things like that, it takes a while to get...
Their bus system is trash.
You know, and going through, like, the waterways, like, when you leave Magic Kingdom, it's a pain in the ass to get from Magic Kingdom to Hollywood Studios. You know what I'm saying? I know they've made the old school transport, but, like, make the tunnel from Magic Kingdom straight to Hollywood Studios.
That'd be awesome.
You know, like, and if it's a robot doing it underground... and by the way, going back to Universal, do they have to get any permission from anybody above this tunnel?
No, that's the beauty of it. The beauty of digging underground is that you can dig and you can be literally under somebody. They don't even know it.
That's it.
That's the beauty
I want that
of
on a
it.
T-shirt.
That's the beauty of holes is that you can dig under somebody. Like I'm literally.
Can I live underneath anybody I want?
Yes, you can.
Like,
You know what? Maybe.
like, can I? Like,
We can dig under the studio right now, build a new studio. Then our landlord comes in, he's like, "You are done." We're like, "We already built a studio underneath the studio, and there's nothing you can do about it, man."
Dude, that's a question
Boring
for
company.
That's a question for the Bark Merrick team. I know that if you
His
own
name is
land,
Bart. He's called him Bark.
I thought it was Bark.
You called him Bark Merrick.
Are you
That's his
kidding
dog.
me?
He has a dog partner now called Bark Merrick.
He can hit me. I deserve that.
It's Bart Merrick with the first ever dog realtor, Bark Merrick.
I'm a jackass.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, God.
Would he like that? Would Bart like that or no?
No, I'm sorry,
Before I
Bart.
start doing a whole Bark Merrick thing.
because like you could you float above someone's house?
No, you own the land above your house.
That's what I'm saying. But
yeah.
how low?
Are you asking me if I can float above somebody's house? Of course I can float above somebody's house.
Okay, because and like There Will Be Blood, right?
Here's a reference.
It's my
Man, when he
my
goes,
second favorite movie.
second degree, when he starts referencing this, you know there's some serious problems going on.
And he's telling the guy that ruined the movie, that Quentin Tarantino said ruined the movie.
Oh, Paul Dano, the ugliest man in Hollywood.
Yeah. He's telling him that he already, put a straw underneath his property. He's like, hey, just buy this property. He's like, I already drank all the oil from under. I bought all the property around you, and I took the oil from underneath you. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, and I know that you could do, like, because you own what's underneath you, but technically you could buy the place next. If you do own what's underneath you, then how are you able to bore underneath that? Anyway, I don't know.
I'm looking in here.
Maybe if you follow roads like government owned roads, maybe you have to just lease the property underneath the government. Or
No, you're right. In many places, especially oil or gas states, where there are mineral rights that are separate from surface rights.
Oh,
Okay.
So your home and what you live on would be
Surface
You
rights.
would control said surface rights, but it could get stickier if you're in maybe a petroleum rich Texas area. I would imagine you could be sitting on something you don't necessarily own.
Yeah. They probably have it, planned out where you're following roads, and then therefore you have to deal with the government. It's easier to just deal, instead of individual landowners throughout the whole way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just follow major roads.
Well,
and then,
Kara in our chat room is saying Nashville hates this.
Oh.
Other people in our chat room are saying that Las Vegas has hated this.
really?
What is Orlando saying, Joey? Like, you're our Disney Universal dude. You've been following this longer. Tom's told me about this a couple of weeks ago. What are we thinking about, having these tunnels. And why would Universal hitch their wagon to something that's so controversial when they're having everything come up luck?
Right.
Universal is literally doing no wrong.
Oh, they're
in my
number
eyes.
one in every market right now. It's insane.
So why do something that could maybe jeopardize that?
Well, why do
maybe
we
it's
hate this?
politicized.
I think that anybody who is against this should have to spend an hour in I-4 traffic and change their mind real quick.
Well, most people are talking about the environmental aspects of the boring thing, and I'm not trying to be the downer here. I am just trying to say, though, that I do know that if there's one thing that Floridians typically champion, it is our environment.
Really?
We are big on our...
I guess I don't know. I don't even know why it's bad for the environment. But maybe the information I don't know. Like all I saw is, boring a tunnel, there's probably lots of, some sort of waste, you have to put everything that you're boring out somewhere, and maybe that's...
Or has it been politicized so much that if somebody else were doing it, and it weren't Elon Musk, that maybe people wouldn't necessarily be looking at this with the glass being immediately half empty, and this is a failed, rotten environmental disaster, right? Maybe?
I'm having trouble figuring out what the negative side of it. I hate traffic. Like, I'm the reverse Lorax. Screw the trees. I just don't want to wait in traffic.
Well, without
And
having...
This is all electric cars, so
Yeah.
it's like there's no...
I think Christine put something in. Okay, boring using the machine known as a proof rock to dig a 12-foot diameter tunnel, applying chemical accelerants as part of the process. For each foot the company bores, it removes about 6 cubic yards of soil along with any groundwater, according to the company documents prepared for state environmental officials. So I guess just based on that, it's just not, blanketly, it's not good for anything in that area. I would argue, is the theme, were you trying to protect, is it going to mess with our groundwater? Is it going to do any of that?
I guess maybe that's the argument. If they're
Is that
using,
the argument?
If they're using some sort of chemicals, I don't know. I just wanted a tunnel.
I just wanted- that just
Guys,
sounds
we just
cool.
wanted a tunnel.
Even though I don't care because I hate theme parks. When you start looking at tunnels, you're like, oh, well, it opens up a lot, especially, and I don't know, like for my entire time I've lived in Central Florida. The area between downtown Orlando, or a little past downtown, and where you start getting into the parks of I-4, and then outside of the route, like it's always been traffic, and there's traffic 24 hours. Well, maybe in the middle of the night there isn't, but 7 days a week there is traffic. Because every time I've ever gone over to Tampa on I-4, I always run into traffic around the theme parks, and I think everybody has.
Yep.
It is
62.
It's backed up on both sides, and this has been 20 years. And so it's 20 years, and there's been zero. I mean, maybe sometimes it was worse in the past 20 years.
Well, they've done studies about it that they've published.
And then the lightning lanes in there. There's not even lightning lanes that are through there for one reason or the other. So I'm like, they need to do something because it makes it horrible to travel. I mean, it adds half an hour to your commute time from Orlando to Tampa, and they've never done anything that changes. I don't know why they don't make flyovers or tunnels. Like, get the theme park traffic. It has to be theme park traffic, right?
Of course.
And get that theme park traffic underneath or somewhere like around, so to let all of us who are going to Tampa or just going west, to
some
not,
relief,
to not run into that. And and I know I'd probably look it up, and there's probably some plans to do something, but put tunnels, do something.
What about the train? Like, that was brilliant. Bring that high-speed train they have in Tokyo.
Yeah, but the train, that's a big pain. And well, I guess if you do put it underground, like, and I think that was the whole thing that Musk was talking about, is like, put everything underground. Like, you have all
put everything underground.
You have all.
Kind of hate his voice.
This room, like down there, we're not utilizing. Make tunnels. Anyway, let's move on to some other theme park news.
Indeed, because there is a lot.
Yes, sir.
So one story I saw is they are planning in 2027. So we got a couple year, or at least a year before this opens. But they're taking the River Country Safari property, and they are turning into Disney Lakeshore Lodge.
Finally.
And it's going to be a new Disney resort. So
They're going to leave any slides? They're going to put some. Are they going to put any homage to River Country? Because I will have you know that River Country was my favorite destination as a young boy. I had a little teddy bear that had a River Country like shirt on it that was like my guy. That was like my thing.
Yeah, dude, if you were staying at Fort Wilderness, you didn't have to leave Fort Wilderness. You would just hang out there all day, playing on jungle gyms, hitting pools.
It was the
go to
best.
River Country, Hoop-de-Doo Review for dinner.
It was the best.
That was the best.
So I've always looked every time I was at Fort Wilderness, and you take that boat over, and then you see the old river country. And I even said on the show before, why the hell aren't they utilizing this huge space? And I mean,
It was a dream as a child, like when I was in elementary school, to go to Discovery Island.
Oh,
A dream.
bro.
So literally a dream to
Yes.
go there. And when I finally did get to go, it hit. All the exotic birds, all the crazy stuff. It was incredible.
And then during the Pirates of the Caribbean boom, they brought it back as a pirate's adventure where the kids would go there and go on a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
So cool.
Mini boats. Oh, it was just a better time.
And River Country closed in 2001, so it's been 25 years. Oh,
Brain-eating amoeba.
no.
Is that really what happened? No.
Yeah,
Google
when a
it.
kid, yeah.
Chat room, keep me honest.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Well, they realize they're like, we cannot control the lake. We need to control every aspect of, because we're going to get sued crazy.
Put the chemicals in the lake.
But then the Lakeshore Lodge obviously is not going to have people swimming in the lake. But that whole property had been sitting there 25 years
Yep.
unused.
It's a shame.
And it's like now they're building this huge resort, which totally makes sense. But I guess things take a while, and but it's going to be a new resort, and it's on that lake directly to Magic Kingdom, and all.
Do you think it's weird that they're kind of... It'd be the equivalent of putting a mansion next to Pine Hills. Like, you've got the campsites, and then you're going to put one of the 4 most expensive hotels on property right next to it. Like, people are going to be in their Armani tuxes looking over the balcony at the crickets and the banjos. It's just...
Is
I think
this
it's
going to
funny.
be a high-end resort?
It's going to be higher than moderate, because what's so funny is the moderate resorts are the ones that are the most inconvenient, because you have to take a bus to the bus to get you to the park.
Right.
Those are the worst. That's going to be and I hate it because I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like my favorite Disney movie. So the Saratoga Springs, the Port Orleans.
Oh, Port Orleans is dope.
It's awesome. Some of the best food too. Those boozy beignets.
Yeah,
but
that's a good spot.
You're at your room and you got to walk to the bus stop, and then that bus stop takes you to a bus stop, and that bus stop takes you to the hub, and then that hub takes you to whatever park you want
Yeah,
to
it's
go
a pain in
to.
the ass.
Grand inconvenience.
Build a tunnel.
There you go.
Take that, Kara. I'll tunnel this whole place up.
They call him Tunnel Tom.
I want to tunnel from here. I want to
Don't
shut
tell him
down.
that. He's been saying this. He's
And
been on this kick all morning about tunneling from here to Publix.
Oh yeah, from here to Publix, then from Publix back to my house. All tunnels.
And can I drink a White Claw while I'm in the
Of
tunnel?
course you can.
Yes, I'm down. I'm down.
So, all right, Joey, we're going to have you back next Tuesday, but for today, we're done.
So we'll see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So we'll see you next Tuesday, Joey. Oh, throw out your information real quick for anybody who wants to book you.
Throw
Thank
out
you so
those
much.
ants you have in your pocket.
I love you guys. Joey Mazant, JoeyMazzant. Find me, talk to me, ask me questions about theme parks.
There you go.
All right, we'll be right back with Big Rick. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come on over and hang out. Just search for @TomandDan Live. And whoa, you scared me there, buddy.
No, did you see
my God, Jumpy Grandpa over here above his bus poured his coffee in his pants.
Penis colada traces here.
Penis, is that what we're calling you now? I think you are Penis Colada Tracy. Okay, let's address something.
I'm joking.
Tracy is here. We are going to do a White Claw Tracy segment,
Yeah.
but in an attempt to legitimize the show and make it a little more morning shock jock radio, we had a contest to name Tracy, and the winner of the contest of Tracy's new name was going to be Camel Toe Tracy.
No, come on.
But now I'm starting to think that Penis Colada Tracy would be a better name. Now, I did this intro for her. Let's do this one right here.
She's our favorite drug. It's Camel Toe Tracy.
The toe has got to go.
No, come on.
The toe has got to go. I don't know why it did death metal. I did not put that in as the prompt. I don't know why I did that. It did decimate.
SJ, you're gonna
Come
have
on,
to cut
I'm
this
sorry,
and-
Tracy.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I apologize.
Joe has got to go.
You know.
Tracy doesn't even need to do this. She doesn't need this abuse.
I drove on I-4 for this.
I know.
At not rush hour.
I know it's scary out there.
It is.
You gotta drive like drive like old Vince McMahon driving to his granddaughter's birthday party on I-4.
I saw that.
Yeah, he crashed his car.
Dude, yeah, that was a wreck.
Crashed his Bentley.
That was bad. And two others. Yeah.
Did he just, was he racing or
He was just hauling ass. He's a Dumbleman hauling ass with his
Okay.
Bentley.
He was over 100.
Yeah, and he crashed it
was
good.
flying.
And they're like, "Do you need a?" They're like, "Do you need an ambulance? Are you hurt?" And he's like, "No." Typical Vince. Yeah, Vince McMahon, Shannon Burke, same voice.
Well, he knows like lawsuits are coming. When Vince McMahon crashes into you in a Bentley,
Call Mo
like that.
immediately.
I mean, that may be that's more than winning the lottery. like that is
This has been-
bigger payday than winning lottery.
This has been dashed. This has been controlled by his copious amounts of money. That happened the same day that Hulk Hogan died. Ryan in our chat room is saying that happened the same day Hulk Hogan died. That was a long ass time ago.
Oh, and then the Hulk Hogan death probably, made the media and like took it away from Vince McMahon.
Or he paid to not have it come out because he's got that kind of money. He got that Saudi wrestling money, man.
Yeah. But I mean, the people that he hit. Did he crash into other cars or? Did he
I
crash?
think he did.
Yeah, I think he hit
two
two.
other cars.
Oh, those
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
rich now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can be, and he's just fine. He could literally give them both $100 million apiece and be like, no big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he has insurance because he's smart enough to know that, like, hey, that's why I have insurance or whatever. But he'll get sued personally.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You know what
100, like, that's criminal at that point.
You know what I like that he's doing, and maybe I'm doing my own version of it now with my current hairstyle and beard, but Vince has gone full gray, evil black swoop in the front.
Oh.
The reverse Leno.
He's got an
is
evil. He's got an evil swoop.
No, that is the Leno, right? The gray with he had the black swoop in the front.
I don't even
Correct.
remember what he looks like.
Not like the guy from Talk Soup that had the skunk patch on the back. Couldn't watch that guy because of his skunk patch. Did you know that?
I liked him.
Did you know that
Joe McHale?
No,
not Joe
that
McHale.
was pre-Joel.
Oh.
It was Jim, like, Henson.
Jim Henson?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or
The
was that the
puppet
guy?
man?
Not the puppet
I was
man.
gonna say.
No, not the
Not
puppet
that
man.
guy.
It was the puppet man's son.
John
Henson.
John Henson.
Yeah, John Henson. And he had a
Henson.
skunk patch on the back. And
I
he would,
loved him.
He would talk about it. He was also the original host
Yes.
of Wipeout.
Yes,
the show
he was.
Wipeout.
Yes.
This also goes in the category we were talking about before the show of stuff that's just crammed into my
Yeah,
brain
yeah.
that I shouldn't know, but I know. But he had a skunk patch on the back of his head. And so during Talk Soup, when he would turn around doing a skit or a bit, and I'd see it, I'd be like, ew. And I don't know why. I don't know why that's ew.
I knew a kid in high school who had one of those on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce. His name was Jesus Christ.
His
yeah,
name was Bruce.
and I know his last name. I do
Bruce.
know it.
Bruce.
No,
It was the comedian Bruce.
Templeton.
Bruce.
I've never spoken to that person since I graduated high school. I'm
If
not
I-
even friends with him on Facebook.
If
don't know
I
that.
look up Bruce Templeton on Facebook right now,
I bet
does
you.
he still have the skunk patch?
Well, he has no. Ooh, maybe it's all gray.
Here's what I like.
I can't believe I just said a name out loud.
Here's what I like to imagine is that someone somehow it knows Bruce Templeton in some way, and then is going to tell him like today, hey, they were talking about you.
Camel Tracy was talking about.
They're
There
talking
might
about you on the
be.
radio, and they'd be like, "What? No way!"
There
And he's
might
like, "Yeah,
be.
they said it." They're like, "No, that's impossible."
There is a BDM that I have that has connections to my hometown and high school. So yeah.
I like talking about someone and then their friend telling them that
I don't-
someone is talking about you on the radio and them being like, this cannot be true. There's no way that my name is randomly brought up.
Is that him right there, Tracy? Is that old
No,
Bruce?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
That's not Bruce? Okay.
No,
Gotcha.
hold on.
People
Oh,
don't.
look, she says, hold on, puts her glasses on. We're on radio, Tracy. She's like, hold on. Let me quietly put
No,
my glasses
I
on.
don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Back to it. White Claw.
Let's
Yeah.
get to business
Yeah,
here.
let's get to business.
Tracy's in
Yes,
here
hello.
for her monthly segment promoting White Claw, which we've been talking about White Claw since I feel like their intro
start.
into the market.
Yeah, I blame
Can I tell you
guys.
something funny?
Yeah.
This is really, really funny.
I still drink it.
White Claw is now so universally accepted and available that I was watching a pedal steel guitar how-to video, not even like yesterday or day before, because I've been bedridden because of this hip thing. And the guy, he always has a drink before he does his pedal steel lesson or whatever. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to sit here, man. I'm going to get myself a... Pulls out lime White Claw, cracks it. No different than a Coors Light. He starts sipping it, cowboy hat, and pedal steel guitar. It might as well have been a Coors Banquet original beer. Totally accepted, not gay. Big lime. He loved it, drinking it, pedal steel. I thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
Totally accepted. It is now...
It's universal.
It is now as accepted as any other light beer you would ever grab out of your fridge and have on a cool day, you know?
Absolutely.
So, Tracy, you got some new products from White Claw, and they got a promotion coming up in March for March Madness that we're going to let our listeners know about, and we'll put it out on social so all our listeners can take advantage of it, because just like Daniel's wife's mom used to be a sweeper, and she used to take advantage of the fact that no one takes advantage of a lot of promotions.
I love rebates.
And I feel like this one, our listeners could definitely take advantage of. And, and they're giving the money out. So, but we'll get to that. So what do we got here first?
Yeah, so it's not from White Claw, but White Claw's parent company, which is Mike's Hard. So they've come out with...
Who's Hard?
So they've got...
That's your husband's name, for Christ's sake. I can't do this. I can't do this. That's your husband's name. And then you're like, Mike's Hard. And I'm like, well, that's great, Tracy.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Her husband's great. You have a son. That's how it works. That's called biology. You have a son.
Now I brought my husband's name.
Rich businessman. And he's going to tell you, you'll be like, no more going on the goddamn radio with this TD camel toe stuff. I'm going to go beat Tom up. And he's going to beat me up. And he's not going to beat you up.
No, he'll beat me up. He'll beat me up. I'll let him beat me up.
Oh, I might not be back next month, guys. Sorry. This might be my last time.
You'll be back. You'll be back.
Okay, so they have a new product called Olay, and this is not even out yet. The first pallet arrived yesterday, so this was picked up. First pallet arrived in Florida, and it is a tequila soda with a light seltzer. So this is a variety pack, and this will be available Tuesday at the earliest at Total Wine.
What flavors we got in there?
So in here we've got a Paloma, a chili mango. That sounds delicious. Margarita and strawberry margarita. And
I love a strawberry margarita.
It is a tequila again, and it's 5.2%.
Oh, I like that. 0.2 extra.
Gluten-free, vegan, and it has not that many calories.
Yeah, for people
137.
I know a lot of people that
133.
exclusively just drink tequila.
Yeah,
like
our buddy Angel.
Yeah,
he's tequila only,
and it's supposed to be. And who knows if this is scientifically accurate, but it's supposed to be the healthier alcohol to drink. At least
I thought it was vodka, but tequila is.
Well, vodka too.
I've heard tequila is the best.
That's why old Brady was drinking it after he won the Super Bowl.
I guess I need to switch. So next.
What do we got here?
Here, you wanted grape. Hold on.
Yo, just throw it to me, Tracy.
It doesn't matter. Just hit him with a camel.
All right. Stop it. All right, so the next
hit him with a frozen rope.
Oh, Jesus. The next one is by Mike's. So this is a Mike's Hard Lemonade, but it is so I don't know if you guys like the dirty soda craze.
My wife and daughter are all in. Yeah.
Yeah. So this doesn't have the fizz as the dirty sodas do, but it has the creaminess that you get from a dirty soda. So.
So it's a Mike's Hard Lemonade product. Yeah. It's called Dirty Lemonade, and I got the pineapple.
Yeah, and I got Very Berry Grape, and mine says Crushably Smooth.
So yeah, mine's Crushably Smooth Lemonade with the Dirty Lemon Secret.
Oh, hey now. Smells like alcohol.
Does it? Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it is like nice and creamy. That's a really good mixed drink.
I like the
lemon.
grape.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a grape man.
Are you a grape man?
Yeah,
I'm a lemon, but I like grape too. I like that. It's got a nice finish.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
I wonder how they do that, though. You know, like Pepsi had a product where they kind of went after the dirty soda thing, and there's some way that they're able to kind of like emulate it a little bit with, you know, not a lot of weird, you know, synthetic things.
Weird stuff,
It's normally good.
Yeah. White Claw's always good with their flavors.
They've always been the best.
Yeah. And,
always been the best.
And that goes back to Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yeah, Mike's Hard Lemonade brand, White Claw brand. The owner has always done a great job.
Obsessive with flavors, I think you could say. In fact, we've heard stories that there have been flavors created that just would never see the light of day just because they didn't meet they just weren't
Standard,
good
yeah.
enough. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were like, this is not going to cut it.
So if you want to try the dirty sodas, they are exclusively for Target the first few weeks, and so they will be out. I would check Target Wednesday. So none of these are in store right now. So we're getting to taste and check it out before they arrive.
And to go back to what you were saying, and to also go back to the Olay tequila-based product, what we're looking for there, and this makes sense for a lot of people that are trying to just get their glycemic balance, it doesn't spike your blood sugar. Agave-based alcohols don't.
Okay.
And that's why
That's
most
why.
like athletes and people that because they're not going to drink at all, or totally
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
But if they had to, it's just a lot of it, especially tequila. It's truly, it is so natural because it's so few ingredients, and it's just put it in the bottle. There it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Then just one or two other things I just want to mention, just
Yeah.
for my own excitement. Mango is back at Orlando City matches. It was not there last year. They only had black cherry, and I'm
Okay.
very excited. So Mango is back.
It does make sense for them. I mean, come on, guys. Tom would have thought of this. I'm going to start giving you more credit for what you do for events. Tom would have thought of this. What are Orlando City's colors this year? What are the colors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gold.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
mango.
Mango and black cherry.
Black cherry,
Those are the
yep.
two that
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
You
it.
would have thought of that. Guaranteed.
Or
They have grape,
It could be
yeah.
grape.
Yeah, yeah.
Tom
Mango
and I,
grape,
yeah,
yeah.
grape.
Yeah.
Out with me.
I do like it.
I love a grape. Yeah.
Well, some of you guys are
Purple.
diehard black cherry.
Some people are diehard black cherry.
And I think the last White Claw I had was black cherry, and I was like, I did
my
not
best
give this
friend loves black cherry.
I
so
like
we're
it
like
too.
great together.
I
because
hated it for a while. I like it now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then real quick, everybody will love this. 12 packs are on sale at Publix, $17.99 now through Easter.
Oh, okay, all right.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
pick
And
that's good.
And that's
Yeah.
for Christ died for that.
Yeah.
Just so you know that.
I mean,
And then they rolled the stone back, and the body was gone, and that's
was
your
there.
proof that your sins, you're cleansed.
the 12 pack.
There you
is
go.
So there is a neighbor of mine that every
Are
Easter.
you bearing your soul?
No. He's far away. I say neighbor.
Oh, is this your guy that does the really bloody living nativity or
well-
living crucifixion?
Yes, he puts a cross in his front yard,
And then he
it's-
stands on it all bloody.
No. There's no person there, but the cross does have blood stains, and it has like a scarf on it.
Do you want him to spray in here?
What? Oh yeah, you're
Oh, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, Burns here.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's
Burn
talk
Pest
about it.
Control's here.
Yeah. Shout out to Burn Pest Control coming in here, making sure we got no
He was
pests.
hiding in the corner and
When
like,
you said
looking
you
at
wanted
me.
to spray in here, I thought it was Big Rick. And I'm like, what the hell?
I thought it was Mike. I was like, what? Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry.
dude. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
We just had our fine people from Burn Pest Control come in and make sure that we have no pests. We don't have any of those sink mites or flies or any of that. We got nothing. They do a great job. But yes, thank you,
Thanks.
Tracy,
Sorry,
for letting
yeah.
him spray
Sorry.
our pests
Sorry, I
away.
derailed you. Sorry.
No,
you
that's
go. No, you're
fine.
fine.
Last bit of promotion. Let's talk about the March Madness deal they got going on. So
Yes.
on Selection Sunday, that's when it starts. And we will put this out on our social media. But you will have the ability, if you get a White Claw, order it at a bar or restaurant, you could use this QR code to get an instant rebate. From that White Claw.
Yep.
So like scan the QR code, we'll put it out on social, and in basically and they said in Florida you can get it back digitally, like in Venmo or whatever your electronic payment thing is. You can get it back like within hours.
Within hours. And he said you can do it more than once. So it's just once a day. You can submit your receipt up to $24. So if you
So
have
for somebody like Bam Margera that drinks one White Claw a day, at
No,
least
you can do one.
this would be great for me.
but it's up to $24
Up to
a day.
$24 a day. So
Yeah.
if you go to a bar or you're
Yeah,
going out
3
with
White
friends,
Claws.
I mean
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Who came up with that crazy?
Yeah,
Is this the
so-
owner again? Because he's
Yeah. Well, they're
he's
do- they're
does
doing a-
psycho type stuff. I love this.
It's for March Madness, so
Yeah.
the $1 million,
Awesome.
$1 million bar tab.
So they're essentially rebating $1 million
Yes.
to citizens. Now, in other places, and we got the hookup.
Yeah, we do.
They're just in select bars, so you got to be there. You got to see the promo code. But we're going to release it to our listeners.
There you go.
So that
Yeah.
you can go back to our social and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
I'll
here we
be
go."
And you can just have it ready
I'll
to
be
go.
scanning that
Yeah,
By
code.
the way, my wife, because you mentioned her mother, who was a sweeper and took advantage of like opportunities that companies give you, right? It did get watered down a little bit with my wife, Andrea, but Andrea, where she does excel is she takes advantage of these type of things and like app opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's not, is it a little bit of work to scan it or whatever? Yeah, it is, but it will work.
Yeah.
And you will save tons of money doing stuff like that. So try it. Take advantage of these type of things. That's very cool they have that.
Awesome.
So, Tracy,
Yes.
what do you got coming up? You said it's your
I don't
birthday
know.
coming
Yeah,
up.
my
What are you
birthday's
doing it
coming
for?
up.
I want
Well-
to talk about your addiction to Whatnot.
Oh, we can talk about
Every
that too.
night, this lady
We're all-
screenshotting me. Her whole family, they sit in their rooms. They don't talk to each other. They're just on they're on Whatnot selling all the stuff in their rooms.
I
Her
like-
husband selling
I love
football
it.
cards. Your son selling football cards.
Well, here's the
You're
component
selling
of it.
handmade earrings and paintings.
And like
Tempting.
And so not only can you make a little money, but your husband doesn't need extra money.
No.
And so I guess everybody does, but he's not doing it he's doing it for the family. It's all family activity, which I like.
It's a bonding.
Because your son's into it. Your husband.
They go to the card store together. Like they woke up early on Saturday, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, he goes, "I'm not sitting here all day. I'm going to take the boy to the card store." And and they go, and so they go off on their own and go shopping and buy card, and then they sit down at the kitchen table and open the packs and then do their research on how much it's worth, and they get all excited if it's one of one autograph
They
cards.
start categorizing and setting them aside for retail.
So they start. So Mason wanted to start selling on Whatnot, and he made quite a few $100. Probably. Last I checked, it was almost $600.
600.
I mean, how old's this boy?
13.
I mean, I would say
Yeah.
to most 13-year-old boys, $600 is a pretty
It's a lot of money.
decent
Of
score.
Of course
Now,
it is.
mind
Well,
you,
yeah.
my husband has a deal with him because there's a lot of money invested
Sure.
in the things
And
that he's
Daddy's doing
selling,
that.
and
Yeah.
Daddy's paying
Yes,
for
yes,
those.
yes,
It's a lot of when you go
You
to the
know
card
how-
store, it is not cheap.
Long it would have taken me to earn $600
Yes.
when I was
Yeah.
13
Cutting
years old.
grass? Are you
Like,
crazy?
that-
It was impossible.
You don't have
It
to-
couldn't even happen.
It would be like
14 birthdays later, you might have it.
earn $600 or you die within 1 year. I was like, just kill me now. It's impossible.
Oh, it would have been $600 would have been
That's
impossible.
impossible.
I couldn't have. I would have.
Dude, that was what I had to pay to get my first car spray painted at Mako, and I think it took me years to get that money.
Yeah, to collect
like
that.
I was
Yeah, yeah.
16 years old,
And your dad threw it a little bit.
He's like, you're $380 short. I'm like, God damn, I only had like $300. My dad's fronting me another $380. Should I get a bad paint job at Mako on my crappy car? You're right, dude. It used to take an eternity to make money as a child, and now we just give them every
now they
year.
just have it. Yeah,
And you'd have to travel. Like, you'd have to travel. You'd have to be around seedy pedophiles. Like, who knows? You'd have to go out and actually put yourself in danger. And now you can make it at home.
Sitting at home.
Sitting at home with your cards.
I was one of those kids, and I don't think kids do this anymore because I haven't seen it, but it was pretty common for a while, where you hook the back of the mower around
bicycle.
behind your
Yeah,
seat,
the mower
and then
trailer.
you use a bungee to wrap the self-propel down so it doesn't grip, and then you ride it to the place you have to mow, and you take it off and you mow, and then you put it back on and ride your bike and mower all the way home.
My son wanted. He's like, yeah, me and my buddy, we're gonna do landscaping, like yard work. And I'm like, in our neighborhood, they all have services around here.
Right.
Okay?
They don't want
first of all,
your-
And I go, we don't even have a lawnmower. Like, I don't even own one. How are
Don't
you
tell people
doing
that.
this?
Yeah,
Sorry.
stop telling people that. That's how you lose your
I'm sorry.
relatability.
and he's like, well, my friend has one. I go, okay, how are you getting to the houses? He's like, yeah, your car in the car. I go, I'm not putting the lawnmower in the back of the trunk
Oh,
of the
also,
SUV.
I like the disconnect from reality too of thinking that a lawnmower goes inside a luxury vehicle. I like that.
And he's like, well,
There's a grass clip. Oil spill out.
he says, well, you did it with the power washer. And I'm like, that's slightly smaller.
Hold
and
on, I'm
not
on his
as-
side now. You did do it with the power
I
washer.
did do it with the
didn't you?
power washer.
Yeah.
We
Well,
did.
mixed signals.
Well, what's interesting is he did have a business cleaning out his garbage
for
bins.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
He had a logo. He had
did.
like a promo
He
video.
has
He had the
so many.
gloves.
He's got a Gmail account, everything. He's
He's the Jim
he's got
Phillips
nothing.
of.
Yeah.
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 Start
He's
it,
after his mother.
Start
Just-
it. Get bored.
Yeah.
Well, because you realize
He's like me with crafts,
You're
right?
like, this is a lot of work.
Yep.
How can I do this online
Better.
from
Yeah.
my
how can I
house.
do it easier?
Yeah. Which
I'll sell my dad's football card.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's doing. But now, so Mike has found that he's like, screw Whatnot. I'm just listing it on eBay. So Mike is selling cards left and right on eBay.
This is the Tom Van method where the Whatnot has, what's it got that eBay doesn't have? The answer is a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And Mike's like, no.
Mike,
I'm in that.
now he wants to just do the business and sell the cards.
Yeah,
and
you
he's
did this with
selling
gambling
them.
where you got real serious in it, and it sucks. It kind of sucks the life out of it. I mean, it's just a different.
Yeah. With Whatnot, you have an audience. You're performing. Like
Correct.
We still have to figure out something we could do on Whatnot because we have the equipment. It was like, let's sell some
and
stuff.
you have the listeners too. Like that's the other thing going on there. If you go to sell something, I mean,
How do you even get the people?
So it's just random. I mean, because you type in like what you go in to say like what you're interested in. You know, you click all these things you're interested in. So then
it's an algorithm.
It's just like Instagram when you start your first Instagram account, right? And then it throws in all these people that you might like, and then there's just videos you can watch, and then you scroll on it, and if you don't like it, you just scroll up, and so you're popping in and out. I mean, I just realized, my husband told me you can actually in the settings you can turn off alerting the host that you've joined the live, because it'll say like so-and-so joined, and then they're always like, oh hey, blah blah blah, and then it gets really awkward because you're like, I don't want to be.
No, I've done this before.
No, you got to have an emoji ready. I give it like 5 thumbs up, thumb up. And then they're once like, hey Dan, mediocre Dan's in here, like 5 thumbs up.
Yeah, but then when I leave, like 10 seconds later, I feel really bad. I feel really bad.
I never feel bad.
You're worried about it too. I don't even know who these people are.
I will go on OnlyFans on the preview cams, and I'll go on OnlyFans on the preview cams and just yell indiscriminately anything I want and then leave quickly.
So
never
now,
feel bad.
So I've been on where like I'm sitting there for 20 minutes and nobody comes in my show, and then when when one person comes in your show, it's awkward because then you're just like, what do you do? Like you're like it's awkward to talk to them.
You're making it awkward. Why don't you go like, hey, we got a guy in here.
I do.
Okay.
And then as soon as I'm like, hey, and they're like, bloop, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
It's an insult.
And then I sit there and I go, and I'm now just talking to myself.
You're drunk, Tracy.